Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Held Dominance, Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and want to see more. So it's Sunday the 27th of June, and it's our immediate reaction to Game 2 of the State of Origin in 2021. So let's delve in, and I'll go through both halves with you, and also a little bit of a preview coming up now. So a few hours before the game, 16 hours before the game, Ronaldo Mulitalo was handed his State of Origin dream on Saturday evening. Just 16 hours later, it was snatched back off him in a devastating blow for the 21-year-old. Mulitalo was named in the Maroons extended squad when Paul Green announced the team he hopes will level the series in Game 2. Then 24 hours before kick-off, Mulitalo was given the news every rugby league player dreams of. He will make his Origin debut. The news came off the back with a huge blow up for Queensland. Their 18-year-old wonder boy, Reece Walsh, suffered a hamstring injury in the captain's run, forced Green to reshuffle his backline with Valentine Holmes shifted to fullback again, opening the spot up for the wing. Enter Mulitalo, an Ipswich junior that represented Queensland in the under-16s, under-18s and under-20s. So what on earth went wrong to have him being pulled out? Queensland Rugby League published a story on their website on Saturday about Mulitalo's journey, including in it was how he was born in New Zealand and moved to Australia at 14 years old. The damage was done. As per eligibility rules, players must be born in New South Wales or Queensland or live there before they turn 13 to qualify. Mulitalo was born in 1999 and reportedly moved to Queensland in October 2013 before his 14th birthday. Didn't take long for the Rugby League Twitter community to pick up on it. Before we knew it, New South Wales Rugby League formally lodged a please explain to the NRL. According to News Corp, the NRL's executive team met on Saturday night and made the call to ban Mulitalo from taking the field on Sunday. Mulitalo took again to social media with a very different tweet. That following his pleasure about being called up into the team for the first time at 21 and looking forward to it. This means that there is a change in the wings because of the injury and Mulitalo's ineligibility. Xavier Coates, who was axed from the first game squad because of Queensland's complete, they were battered 50 points to 6, and has been rushed into the side as Mulitalo's replacement. There's a lot more about Mulitalo and his eligibility claims and everything like that against him, but Jonathan Thurston has got taken to the media as being an assistant coach of the Queensland team and had his say on the facts, and we'll cover that in another video. So the first half kicked off with some fireworks, to be honest, as Queensland came out to set their stall out with some great heavy and hard tackling going into, straight from kick-off, to be honest. And for the first 5 minutes, the Blues had only had 2 tackles in a set in the Queensland half, and that would have been one more, but Latrell Mitchell was tackled and it was deemed a loose carry because he dropped the ball on the 30-metre line of the Queensland team. It was Maroons' turn to fumble a minute later as it gave the Blues possession in a good area, 40 metres out, and reached the kick on that set. with the ref to call 6 again for the Blues, but they didn't hear it and the kick was taken instead. Maroons on their own 10 metre line at that point. So a few minutes later, Nathan Cleary entered the scene as he ran with the ball, going into the Queensland's 20, and was looking for the pass back inside around the defender, but it went to ground and the ball was recovered by the Maroons, which set the alarm bells ringing. And then on the 11th minute, Josh Addo-Carr went over for the first try of the game for the Blues. There was a kick onto the left-hand side into the Queensland's 20 for Latrell, for the winger to pouch it, but he wasn't grounded. It wasn't tackled to the ground yet. So Latrell Mitchell one-on-one stripped him, and few tackles later it found its way right towards Tedesco, who drew in Jay Arrow as he came to defend, but he passed out to Josh Addo-Carr, who went in on the right edge for the first try of the game, which Nathan Cleary duly converted. This made some sustained pressure come about by the Blues, as there was a kick by Luai this time into the Maroons in goal area, which was fielded by Valentine Holmes, but the force of the tackles near to the ground by Latrell Mitchell forced Valentine Holmes into the 20, into his in goal area, causing a dropout. No penalties so far in the game, but on the 19th minute, Tariq Sims was deemed to have tackled by lifting between the Maroons player's legs. Queensland tried to take advantage of this by going up to into the 10 metre line, but there was not enough link up by the pivots to cause the Blues any issue. On the 21st minute, the Maroons got the ball in their own 40, had the ball in their own 40, and Daly Cherry-Evans tried a 40-20, but it was just a metre outside from being actually taken. The arm wrestle was back on, as in the 24th minute, kick into the Blues 30 metre by Daly Cherry-Evans was knocked on by Tedesco. The scrum was put down, and in the 10 metres of the Blues area, a repeat set was called. On the third tackle of that repeat set, the ball was being passed out wide right, but Latrell Mitchell spotted this and intercepted the try, who ran in from over 80 metres, just left of the stick to make the game 10-0. Cleary converted. It was a great effort by Mitchell, but Xavier Coates was catching him, almost got him on the try line, almost got him. The tackle that he made caused Mitchell to go over the line in motion of scoring a try. On the 30th minute, Tom Travojevic stepped up. He had been on the periphery up until this point, and he broke down the right, who was passed. Then he tried to pass inside again to Cam Murray, who fumbled from 15 metres out from the Maroons try line, with the try line gaping, unfortunately. And then Tommy Turbo turned it on again, as on the 32nd minute, 6 again was called on the 40 out, but Tedesco kept the ball moving, who passed the ball out wide to Turbo, who then passed it on to Addo-Carr, who stripped his opposing winger outside, but the fullback was coming over, so he passed back inside to Tommy Turbo to score. Nathan Cleary scored to make it, kicked the conversion to make it 18-0. And that's how it's lasted up for the first half, as there were mistakes both sides after this. Mistake by the Maroons on the 36th minute means possession back to the Blues, and there's Corbin Sims, I think it's Corbin Sims, was involved in a push-pull apart Team Ruck, which went back up the other end, and the Blues was fumbled in the tackle this time. Luai was being tackled and he fumbled it, loose carry, which caused Felth and Toho to have their own push and pull apart, no punch ruck, and that's how it stayed until half time. Don't get me wrong, there was one more little bit of incident close to the end, as Blues hands on the ball were given the Maroons a penalty, which they worked to the New South Wales 10, which was worked down the right for the Queensland team towards Dane Gagai, who was wrapped up by Latrell Mitchell and threw him into touch. Mitchell and Daly Cherry Evans was part of the push apart scrum, with a push to the face, I think, by Daly Cherry Evans, which the ref didn't give him anything for. But that's how they go into half time. Blues winning 18-0. So the second half kicked off with the arm wrestle, as you would expect, with Queensland coming out with the coaches' words in their ear. And they seem to continue that vein, because on the 4th minute, a bomb hit from the 30 metres out by Daly Cherry Evans towards Tarto's wing, was fielded by Tarto, but Felth put the big hit on the Blues winger to keep them down in their own 20. On the 46th minute, the Blues work the ball right to Adokar, who speeds past the winger and kicks on for Trebojevic to score. But the referee blew due to Cam Murray being the one that passed to Adokar, but had never got back behind the play of the ball. So that try was chalked off, the score still being 18-0. Cameron Munster kicks on the last to the in goal for Felth. But the winger lost the ball in goal, so it was a 20-metre restart. On the 49th minute, a couple of 6 against for the Blues, and a kick by Luai towards the in goal was chased by the Blues attackers, but Daly Cherry Evans blocked off one of the chasers for a penalty. Nathan Cleary converted for a successful 2 off the penalty. On the 52nd minute, the Maroons were down in the Blues half, as Daly Cherry Evans kicked towards Tarto again. Tarto caught it, but Latrell Mitchell had put a shepherd on Feltz, so that Tarto was able to catch it. On the resulting penalty, it was tapped to go wide. A few tackles later, it was wide to Coates on the left-hand side for Queensland, and he was diving in goal to try and score in the corner, but Trebojevic forced Coates to lose the ball by knocking his right hand before the ball was grounded for a try. Munster was finding joy with long floaty passes, like the one that he made to Coates for his attempted try, and another one over the left edge, apart from Adokar, to give Queensland a bit more go forward. A few moments later, a penalty was given and was tapped by Munster, which turned into a second penalty, as Isaiah Yeo was pulling back the Queensland attacker, who was coming in support of Munster's tap, but he let go straight away, so he was spared a sin bin. It was just the team determined as a penalty. This resulted on Queensland's goal forward to continue, and Munster trickled the ball into the Blues in goal area. Tedesco fields, but was tackled in goal, forcing a dropout under the sticks for the Blues. No try because of the resulting plays from this dropout. An attempt to score was made as Munster kicked the ball in goal, which was fielded by Phelps, batted back, but then Gagai to place on the ground and going close to the in-goal, to the dead ball line. Unfortunately, his arm was on the dead ball line, so that try was not given. Blues on the attack with a ball out wide to Mitchell on the 63rd minute, 30 metres out from the Queensland line, but Gagai and Phelps forces Mitchell out of touch. I was trying to say literal Mitchell then. The kick priority was always going over to Tarto, as this time Queensland kicked towards him again, but under no pressure, Tarto fumbles on his own 20 for a scrum for Queensland. This resulted in Valentine Holmes dribbling the ball in goal rather than passing, but the ball was too strong and it trickled out for a 20-metre tap for the New South Wales team. Blues got all the way to the other end of the pitch, and Dane Cook was tackled over the line, and the ball was held up so he couldn't ground it for the score, forcing another play of the ball. It was the fourth tackle. Fifth tackle was made, and a kick in goal was made, and a dropout was forced by the Blues for the Queensland team to try to do. The dropout unfortunately did not go 10 metres, which it's supposed to do, and a penalty was awarded underneath the sticks 10 metres out from the Queensland try line. The ball was worked wide from this tap, wide right, with Tedesco matching up towards Xavier Coates on the wing, and then Tedesco passed it out wide to Addo-Carr to score for another 4-pointer. Nathan Cleary converts, kept his record of 100% for the night, and that's how it stayed. Apart from one attempt where a great Maroons kick was kicked into the right hand side towards Toto for Phelps again. Phelps had actually got the ball this time, but the tackle from Toto dislodged the ball, which was determined a loose carry, and a 20-metre restart so a knock-on and a 20-metre restart for the New South Wales team, and that's how it ended. Great effort by New South Wales in defence this time. The attack wasn't given much effort because Queensland's formation had targeted certain areas, but it was New South Wales Day. There will be no trophy celebration after this because it's always given after the third game. But New South Wales have won the State of Origin 2021 Series 2 from 3. Doesn't matter what happens in the next game. And that's it for another video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell. Also comment on how the video went. Tell me what was good, what was bad, what you thought about the game itself. It's all funny. It's all great for me for you all to listen to this and see it and whatever. Please share the video worldwide so that we can get this video over the top, and also we can grow the game of rugby league. In the meantime, all the best, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.